Alright, got a pretty decent level pre-made here. Pretty nice. No, it doesn't feel like too often that we get pre-mades anymore. Although I say that, I've actually got a few pre-made replays to watch, so I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully you guys are as well. But for this one, I mean, it looks like, well, they've got Tamilian and Zemu on Zerg. So what supports do we have? We've got Scion, we've got Elementalist. It doesn't look like we have anything else, no. Alright, let's see what the Zerg are up to. Okay, they're going Thackrus Neadra, fair enough. No Glivig. Glivig's usually what they pick when they're, well, if it's not banned. Still a very strong class, even after, you know, all the changes it's had. Just very fast creep spreader. Let's see what they pick up. Scan. Yeah, fairly standard. Looks like the Elementalist is trying to leech some levels off of the Sergeant Hammer so that the Zerg can't target him and pull back lings from wherever he is farming. Gets a little bit of a fireball off. Nothing too crazy. They are just going to head downwards. I guess, I mean, there's probably not too much they can capitalize on as Thackrus. He does have Plague. Usually, you know, it might be okay versus the Scientists with the Reapers, getting them all 1 HP. Or if there's like a Celendus or an Artanis who wants to farm with Stalkers early on, plaguing those units are very valuable. Actually there is, but, you know, so I guess he could go do that. He has 1 Stalker out. Or he has 2 now, but he had 1 Stalker out, so he could have been going for that. Looks like he might... Oh, okay. Got me worried for a second. Oh, good slow field. Good, infested civilian spawn as well. There's no pylon here anymore, so they are going to have to repower it, but that's a lot of gas for the survivors. A little bit for the Zerg, a little bit of feed with the civilians, but it's definitely worth it for the survivors. Let's see how much the Slendus is sitting on. Why does this guy have a Nexus hotkey but not his eco? Yeah, he's sitting on 17 gas after that, as well as the 2 probes he has. Very nice. I think the Stukov probably got a little bit as well. Where's Thackrus off to now? He was chasing the hammer for a bit. He shouldn't get much off of that, so he has backed off. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a while before he can do anything. He's going to need the slime before he can actually be a threat to Hammer. And even then, Hammer's got so many escape skills that if you can't burst them down pretty fast, like something such as maybe a Dahaka that has Hydras or a Kerrigan with her spells can, you're not likely going to do that as Thackrus. We see Ali teleports. Where is it? Where did he teleport to? Oh, he went to go get a link ball. Okay. He actually blinks very close to where he was. Of course, you can easily get away with it as Elementals versus Thackrus. Again, not much killing power on this class, at least not early on. Nice little... what is that even called? It's like a defense augment. Yeah, defense augment on that building there. He is going to defend it. So it's obviously revealed to Zerg, as we can see here. But if you're defending your ecos, especially early on before Zerg have recall or anything, if you just defend all your ecos, I mean, what can Zerg really do? They can send units. Obviously, Ling's early on not going to do great versus a class like Scion, especially if he picks up that Storm. So they're going to probably not do that. They'll probably have to send Hunter, actually, once the Zerg realizes. I imagine they will soon. I mean, he's on that side of the map. He's actually heading to the right, so they're going to leave this up, interestingly enough. That's a bit of a shame. Bit of a mistake, even. If he has noticed, that is. Nice patrols. Nice lings sent in a... Yeah, see, you can, like, ling ball these defended ecos if it's Stukov or something. Or if it's Hammered down here, if it's a Scientist early on, they're not going to be able to defend from mass lings very well. Scion absolutely will. Where's the... Ah, he's just coming back from making his eco, it looks like. Yeah, he did get found over here, so the Spirit does have to remake. Where's this guy off to? I mean, all these lings got picked off, so he's got to head up here with the Hunter. He is level 2 now. What's he going to pick up? I imagine it's Slime. I think this guy likes to get Slime level 2. And they go for Raw level 2. Interesting. Not what I'd go for. In fact, that's probably the last thing I'd go for. I don't know. I feel like Storm or Parasite have much more reason to go for it. You're not getting harassed that much by single heroes either, so... And that Raw probably isn't going to help them for a very long time. But they're probably going to want to get Recall level 3, so... You know, maybe they could do something there. No, Elementalist isn't dead. He does get Slime. That is a lot of fucking gas and XP that the Zerg just got. They're almost level 3 now, actually. Oh my god. Yeah, they're about to hit level 3. That is huge feed from the Elementalist. Fortunate that Stukov was there. I think Elementals probably would have lived anyway, but they wouldn't have been able to stick around to clear out the lings. They would have probably had to use Snowball as well. Maybe not, but they definitely wouldn't have been able to stick around to farm all those lings, so that's quite nice. that Stukov allowed that. Pretty big eco here. It's a little bit. I mean, I feel like Zerg's gonna pretty easily find that. To be honest, this Zerg is good at finding ecos. They're probably gonna find that as they find this as well. They should get almost everything out. Plague into. Yeah, I mean, Plague comes out too late. They actually salvage absolutely everything, I think. Maybe lose a probe or two. Not too big of a deal. His corner eco did go down as well. So he's got to go set up somewhere. And if Zerg is paying a lot of attention, I mean, they're probably just going to send Lings underneath him. And, I mean, he could do something like go into this teleporter and kind of trick the Zerg, because it's pretty unlikely. You wouldn't expect it. Teleporting down to the Zerg hero and then kind of making an eco down here. If they could avoid Lings underneath them, they'd be able to sneak out an eco. But now this is going to be pretty obvious where or at least obvious to the Zerg where the Slendus is. They do end up picking off this, or not picking it off, but making them salvage this eco. Fair enough. Man, this is so obvious. There's no way that it stays up very long. This also ends up going down as well, the Sion eco. Did they just Ling ball it and get away with it? I mean, Sion's kind of been moving around the map, I think, so potentially. Where is he now? He's up here. Hammer gonna... Oh, that's a bit unfortunate timing. Yes, to unsiege, hit that. Kill those Lings. Yeah, so he wants to siege up here and defend this entire area with just one tank, but he's... where's his other tank? Okay, his other tank is moving out to another side of the map. I was going to say, not very good versus Lings early on. If they send Lings anytime soon, he's pretty annoyed. Not as big of a deal as if he has another tank on another side of the map, because then he can pretty much... it's much harder to shut down. His eco could be in many different places. They do have level 3. They're actually level 3.5. And Thackrus does get that recall, uses it to get top left. Oh, good defense augment again. Does it buy enough time? It doesn't. That's unfortunate. I think slow reaction from the Spirit there, unfortunately. He'll be able to jump into Tempest. Actually, no need. What did Niadra pick up? Probably recall? No, level 2 scan. Okay, this guy is upgrading like crazy. Not at all. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this, in fact. It's very rare that you upgrade scan early on. Even as something like Kerrigan, who gets multiple skill levels, you usually don't upgrade scan too early. Maybe as a Zagara you would. I don't know. Not as Niadra, though. Okay, tank is... I mean, he's just going to set up another potential spot, probably. It looks like he's actually setting up to make some Vikings. Actually, nice little vision ward here. You could send them up here. Send them around to the vision wards. It's a lot easier than setting up flashlights as Sergeant Hammer, especially since your flashlights are kind of shit. But you could also just put them on a ramp without a flashlight. I mean, they're pretty tanky units early on. Very good versus Lings. This guy's recall is back up, but I mean, that's a lot of spirit towers, actually. This guy, I mean, he's two armor / health, whatever you want to call it. Pretty big investment. Tower-wise, that is. A lot of towers this early on. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to pay off either, because unless, I mean, what's going on here? He's just kind of ignoring it. I was going to say, like, Thackrus could walk up here, plague it. He doesn't even have to spawn Lings versus it. And just clears it up pretty fast. Huge mineral investment, wouldn't get him much gas. But he's just completely dodging it, I guess, to get to this Sergeant Hammer. Oh, he's looking for a kill here. Surely not, though. No, he's definitely not, unless the Spirit is actually retarded. I mean, he's hanging around. He does have Blink, he does have Deflect, but it's like... Okay, well... This guy should boost out. He might have to Blink. No, he's fine. Again, Sergeant Hammer, many escape skills. We see him use the Blast Pack there, and the tank rush. He does spawn Lings. He does use that Plague. I mean, it definitely speeds up clearing it a lot, but very annoying when Sion's nearby as well. And it's a bit of an annoying spot to be in. I feel like it would have been better off if he just attacked that with his hero, but I know if I were in his position, I also would not have. I do not have the patience for that. How do we see the rest of the map going on for the survivors? Not too well. Got a little bit going on. Obviously, this guy ends up having to salvage. That was a fucking blatant eco. Bit of Hammer eco down there as well. He'll be able to salvage this and probably just immediately put it all back into here. Got quite a bit of room to work with. He's getting some more mini-based locations with his tanks set up. How's the Slendus actually? He has 2 eco spots, right? Yeah, he does. Okay. Really weird that he's just hotkeying the Nexus instead of the mineral patches. Not like objectively worse, because you just double click the mineral or the Nexus hotkey, and then select all the mineral patches if you want to salvage. And then because you've got those Nexuses on hotkey, you can just select one or on the hotkey bar and just recall your hero very easily. But I mean, I think it slows down your salvage enough where it's not really worth it. It's a bit of a interesting different style of hotkeying though. This should go down, but probably get most of it. Get at least the Ravager Den salvage. No, little bit slower. I mean, that plague, you can't blame the guy though. That plague just absolutely eats through all those buildings, all those defenses. Actually manages to get these units out before the Lings clear it out, which is nice. How can I send a Ling Ball? Pretty risky move, pretty bad move. You don't want to do that versus a Sergeant Hammer quite often. Let's see how much gas he's sitting at. Nectil's going to go down. This eco's fully... Oh, Stuko's fucked. But yeah, this guy, even though, you know, they clear out the barracks here, this guy is sitting on 160 gas as a hammer is fucking absurd, by the way. He is going to be able to very comfortably eco up. My god, he is gas rich. That is actually a ridiculous amount of gas out of his hammer. And with such a gas expensive class, I mean, he's going to be in a good spot to snowball this game. In fact, if Zerg don't heavily shut down his ecos, he is just going to run away off the game, I think. Because it's only going to snowball so much in his ability to gain more gas, his ability to just get a ton of eco and map control. Elementals comes in for a little bit of harass, maybe. Doesn't really get much out of it. We see the Hunter recalls, actually. They're level 6. I mean, it's weird. This interesting, swapping positions, basically, with those recalls. Like, this game is so insanely accelerated, to be honest. 17 minutes in, Zerg's already level 6. Hammer's sitting at a fucking, like, plus 110 with 200 gas somehow. He's going to have to salvage this, and hopefully he gets most of it out, and just puts a bunch of starports on his hero or something. Actually, yeah, he's going to get all of it, isn't he? Not even a tech lab is going to go down. Very nice. The Slendus does recall, rightfully so. I mean, even if the outposts weren't up here, kind of drawing Thackrus towards it. I mean, I guess you don't really have to. It's just that plague is really scary. Like, if you try to salvage as he gets on top of the wall there, you're definitely losing a lot. Probably like half the eco. No, that's a good call. That's a good call. Scientist, not in a terrible spot, actually. He's a plus 40. He could get quite a bit higher as well. He's investing a bit to clear out some roaches. He actually has to invest quite a lot as Scientist. His units don't do well versus roaches early on. Or later on, or ever, really. Unfortunate. But he'll be able to take that out, and then hopefully just put a bunch of deco. If he can get up to like plus 75 or plus 100 or something, he could be quite scary this game. They definitely do need that as well. The creep's getting out of control. They need someone to push. Scientist's very good at that. I think this guy's dead, right? Jump in the... Oh, Elder's in the Phoenix. Pop it out and jump in with Scion. Okay. He could have popped it out and used Elder to chrono boost the Phoenix as Scion gets in it. Scion would have been halfway across the map and then would have been able to fly back to pick up Elder. It's a little bit, you know, micro intensive. It takes a bit of skill, but it's like it's not that hard to pull off, I think. Oh, he doesn't even have the chrono though. Okay, well, understandable then, but still, you could have tried to juggle him up to a different cliff level or something. Stukov also goes down. I wasn't paying attention. Surely not to Thackrus. I think it was just spirit stuff over here. Was he down to roaches maybe? Or even Neadro? They, yeah, I was going to say they need to either base or push at some point. Creep's getting out of control. This does get scanned. They should just defend it. Where's the Hunter off to? He might actually recall for that. Yeah, he does. He does recall for it. Do they have much up here? No, they don't. So that's actually really good for survivors that he recalled to this. They are going to have to full salvage, and hopefully they do it before stuff gets cleared out. But now his recall is down. He's on the other side of the map. His recall's down, and they are just going to be able to full base. They are not salvaging at all. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. That might actually just have won the game. If they got the full salvage out there, I think I would be like, yeah, survivors are actually in a good position to win. The fact that they didn't, Slendus lost a lot, probably like half, not more of what they had total. So they're kind of not really out of the game, but they are pretty fucked. Hammer pretty much got reset. Hammer was in such a good position. He could have like soloed, maybe not soloed. He wasn't that ahead, but he was in a real good position to carry. Now he has to sit at the back like a bitch and eco up for a very long time before he can actually be useful. Could try and mass Vikings, I suppose. That's still useful, and it doesn't cost that much. Bit of bulk. But any strong power he could have done with like White Thors plus Hellbats or anything, that's out of the question for a while. Spirit's not in a terrible spot. They're going to get a lot of gas out of this because they're sending roaches into this huge... Would you call it an outpost? Would you call it an eco? Whatever it is, they're actually getting run through pretty hard. They are getting one attack now. I think they got it in response to seeing those roaches, but it's actually just clear. Never mind, just 2 armor alone just got 1 attack. You know, they're actually having a real hard time versus those roaches. He does have 1 attack speed upgrade. I mean, roaches are fucking good units, huh? So the scientist, I mean, he's rich, right? Yeah, he's at plus 120. Why is he not coming to the base? He needs to either push or get to the base. Where's the Zerg hero? They're mid-left. They did just scan this. They might go to it, but probably not. Like, let's see what they see on the minimap. They see this. Okay, well, that's obviously where they're going to go to, isn't it? I'm going to be pissed if this guy who is sitting at plus 124 is not going to go to the base. Looks like he might finally be heading over. Base declared 1942. It's 23 minutes in, and he's only just deciding to head over. Not good. Very bad team play. How's the Elementalist doing, actually? He is, I mean, he's quite rich. His levels are quite good. He could, where is he? He's at the base, yeah. He just needs to move over a bit. I mean, they're going to have to salvage, like, everything. Scientist's not even salvaging. Not coming to the base, not salvaging. Big fan. Sergeant Hammer does salvage. I mean, Spirit's going to have to as well. At least pull out his stuff. Yeah, I mean, they're getting some damage off. Elementalist is here. He's not got the Storm, though. What is he looking at? What is he looking at talent-wise? Yeah, I mean, he's in a good position to do a Storm, but he's just farming Lings basically at the moment. Trying to scale even further. He's got 60 strength, 126 intelligence, yeah. I mean, he's doing a good job killing all the Lings, but the Thackrus, I mean, the problem is as well, it's like there's not actually a lot of bulk going on unless the Thackrus really wants to headbutt into these units for no reason. Like, what are they defending? Nothing, basically. Actually, Creep's so close as well. He could just get Neadra to head around. Where the fuck is the Scientist, by the way? Okay, they are here by now. The Phoenix gets picked off for the Eldar, but, I mean, he's just fast enough. It's not a problem. Okay, here something might go down. I need to... Look at all the fucking... Okay, I need to, like, watch from someone else's point of view. Elemental is just spamming gas and minerals on the screen. He did go for the Meteor plus the... what is it called? Soul Catching Zone. So the survivors have a few Zerg units now, which get quite a nice boost. I mean, look at that. Almost 1,300 health Hydras. Okay, big swap. How are the tanks going? Oh, I want to see... Okay, what's going on across the map? There's actually not a lot of... They're really all in on this base, basically. There's a little bit of Sergeant Hammer Eco. Okay, yeah. So 1 tank goes out, but he's still got another tank. Where is it, actually? It is moving towards the base. Probably a bad idea, honestly. I mean... I don't think he has a chance, actually. A choice, rather. He kind of has to move towards the base. This is quite desperate. It doesn't look like they're holding it, but they kind of need to work with the Elementalist to either farm him levels or get him in position, get him enough bulk to take out this Thackrus. That's got to be a dead Eldar. No one's in position for a swap. How much is the Scientist sitting on? +2, 4k minerals? Yeah, rough. I wonder if he got his eco cleared as opposed to salvaging it. He might have, actually. We see Hellions coming out. Hellbats would be better here. I mean, the Hellions aren't doing anything. You need that Ling clear, and he's making Hydras, so you definitely want Hellbats, but just not enough time for production anyway. Spirit trying to make a little bit. Their upgrades are mediocre. They don't have that many turrets. Yeah, it's looking rough. I mean, they're definitely relying on Elementalists to pull something out here. Scientist doesn't have Blank. I mean, he's dead. He's for sure dead then. But Thackrus is in a corridor and a dead end. Thackrus might want to TP out here. I mean, there's just not enough bulk. Okay, yeah, he does TP out. Just as the Lightning Storm comes out as well. Quite unfortunate for the Elementalist, who is sitting on 6k minerals. He must have... I mean, I wish he hotkeyed his orbs, because I have no clue. He must have some eco and orbs. Almost certainly. There's no way he would have all in here on these spells. Thackrus does come back in again. He recalls, but Creep is so close. It's just like basically repositioning so he can't get trapped by the Elementalist. They clear out all the spirit shit. They take a little bit of damage for it, but it's not too bad, honestly. I mean, okay, well, I think that answers the question about whether or not Elementalists had anything in orbs. Back up to 120k. What's going on around the other side of the map? Spirit looks like he snuck out trying to make some stuff. I mean, he's almost certainly going to be dead. Yeah, there we go. It's just no point even looking at it. The guy's surrounded by roaches. What is going on here? Nedra's off creep. I mean, that's kind of risky. Elementals can't really do all his shenanigans versus defenders very well, because obviously defenders have range and they have much more DPS than a hunter typically does. So the Nedra can basically just right-click Elementalist and deny what he would usually be able to pull off on something like a Kerrigan or a Thackrus, who is kind of getting stuck on ally unit or enemy units, even ally units, even their own units, not able to just constantly auto-attack the Elementalist as he stands on top of them. So as nice as it is to see, how does that laser not do even a single tick of damage there? I like the Prophet going in for a bit of damage too. So even though Neadra is far off creep and has like no real mobility to get back onto creep, if Elementalist were to go and do a storm or lightning storm thing versus her, I mean, he should just attack him down and it wouldn't work out really. This is going to be big. Meteor comes out, soul catching zone, good pullback from the Zerg. Stops a lot of Elementalists' ability to gain units there. We see it's just a random assortment of units, basically. Well, not really random. It's all they can afford, though. They've got Hellbats and Stalkers, which is good for their costs, especially with what they're investing. I can't even see what's going on. Hold on. Hold on. This is ridiculous. Oh, and the sleep is massive. This lightning storm is getting huge takes of damage off. How much damage has been done here? 37k by the Elementalist. And he's level 93. He's going to max out soon, at least level-wise. Another Meteor Soul Catching Zone. So if you didn't know, you can't move or do anything while Soul Catching Zone is up. But if you cast Meteor before casting it, you're pretty much able to get kills while your Soul Catching Zone is up, instead of relying on your team to kill the Zerg units. See, it gets a little bit more damage, but not much. Good knowledge from the Zerg, knowing when to pull back. Again, another Meteor Soul Catching Zone. Takes a lot of those units there. Buying time, but not really achieving too much. They are getting choked out here. We see on the minimap, there's nothing really going on at all. Celendis on the other side of the map, but they're just trying to spawn stuff in over here. Cyprus is down, so they can no longer do that. Hammer's got to be dead here. Yeah, there are just too many units. Elemental's kind of stuck on his own. He's soul catching zones there, but no Meteor came out, so he doesn't achieve anything. Teleportation mark. I mean, he's got too many escape skills. He's too good with the fucking spells. He easily escapes there, despite being surrounded on all sides. But now what? Zerg's down to 30k. It is a level 98, almost fully maxed out Elementalist. They're entirely relying on a Celendis to hide long enough for Elementalist to carry, basically. He does have a Cyberus up here. He's able to spawn stuff in. This guy needs to move back. He is in vision. If a random Ling runs up here with Ling vision, they will see the Celendis. He needs to reposition. But if he can hide all game here, I mean, like, the Zerg could just die to Elementals. Elementals could win this. I think what they have to do is send this ball of Stalkers mid, and I don't know. Okay, this Nexus does have energy. I was going to say, send the ball of Stalkers mid with the Elementals, but then you do just get run over by units. But then what you do is you recall up here, go for it again, and then Elementals has an easy time escaping units anyway. That way you can maybe get some damage. I think he's just getting pinged there to reposition, which he does do. Thank God. I mean, he's still in range of random Lings because there's this gap here for them to walk through. What plans do they have? They're kind of just standing here. It's not achieving anything. I mean, Zerg aren't really, gaining eco off of this. There's nothing, like, Zerg pretty much have all they'll ever need. And Megalisks aren't going to achieve much. Pretty much, Zergling and Bane is the best unit you could possibly have versus Elementalist here. You don't care about what the Celendis has. What it does, the problem that the survivors do have is it's a matter of time before they finally find the Celendis down here. They've actually got a ball of roaches, that's concerning. But Elementalist just running mid. I mean, he's doing eco damage, but it doesn't really, it's not actual eco damage. So he's taking out buildings. But the Zerg, let's take a look at their banks. Yeah, the survivors, I mean, the Zerg, yeah, they have, well, I guess actually, why isn't the Adra running up? gonna say, Nedra actually doesn't have as much as I thought. The Hunter's absolutely never gonna run out of minerals. He just does 13k damage there. Nedra just ran up to fucking give him a high five or something. Achieved absolutely nothing other than taking damage. Now, what they could do is push back creep with the Elementalist. Like, obviously, if the Nedra is gonna keep running up to an Elementalist who has 6k per attack on his Lightning Storm like that, yeah, the Zerg will die. But if the Zerg don't be retarded, actually, Slendis does have to recall. If the Zerg don't do shit like that, they, what do survivors do? They have to clear out creep and kind of push Zerg into a position where they can no longer run. But there's just so much creep, and Elementalist is so slow at killing creep by himself, it's not going to happen, I don't think. They are just entirely relying on the Zerg to make mistakes, I think, which, if they make many more like the ones they just did, is possible. Slendis does have to recall up here. I mean, mothership mode, but without any real eco. How many minerals are they holding? None at all. Okay, so they're pretty much relying entirely on Elementalists to hold units off, but eventually they are going to get starved out and die. Elementalist doing a good job solo. Is there a possibility that Slendis just ecos up and the Elementalist holds until then, and then with the Slendis getting maxed out army and the Elementalist being maxed out, Zerg would probably not actually be able to push them? But then it's just a stalemate, because I don't know how survivors win after that. Okay, I mean, just straight into the laser. That is a fucking slaughter. Elementalist has actually gone for the kill. So he's abandoned the Slendis. He's trying to get the kill before Slendis dies. They know that they're on a timer. I'm gonna watch. Actually, I'm gonna watch the Elementalist. Let's see this. Does he find them? I mean, where even are the Zerg? Oh, he's on the left side. Okay, he is heading closer to the Nedra, but Nedra has so much room to work with. I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, Nedra just needs to pay attention and not run next to the scientist again. I mean, next to the Elementalist again. I mean, yeah, there it is. That's rough. That's rough. I wonder if they would have had more luck trying to turtle up with Elementalist maxed out and Slendis. I don't think it would have worked. I think they made the right call. Just a shit position to be in, to be honest.